Well, welcome to the GAAR Southwest MLS annual meeting. The year in review video reminds us that 2025 has been another productive and great year. Thank you for making that happen. So hopefully you guys got to see that video and enjoyed it. Our comms team is amazing, so they've done a ton of great work to put out very quality content, and this is just another example of that. To keep our meeting environmentally friendly, please scan the QR codes on your tables, and you'll find a lot of the documents that we'll be reviewing or at least briefly discussing. We just thought that printing out thousands and thousands of pages might not be the best utilization of paper. So everything you might need can be found with that QR code. All right, so tomorrow will be the last of our 2025 speaker series, and national trainer Natalie Davis will be at GAAR leading 2 dynamic training sessions. I don't know if you guys have heard of Natalie Davis, but she's really awesome. She's from Colorado. She was their state president a couple years back. She's just absolutely a rock star. So if you can see her, please take the time to do that. And again, free CEs are always nice, so that'll be good. The morning session will be a successful mindset to navigate a shifting market. And then the afternoon session will be Agent DEI Blueprint, best practices to give you the results you desire. So if you attend both classes tomorrow, you'll get 6 free CE credits. All the registration and class information will be available at gaar.com. So, but again, just remember you got to be there the whole time, sign in, sign out, all that good stuff. And that way you'll get credit. Your 2026 GAAR passport is on the tables. You can calendar your year in advance and plan to attend all of the free training and other awesome GAAR events throughout the year. And that passport very rarely changes. So it's a pretty solid thing to base your year off of when it comes to free education and other things that are occurring around GAAR. Okay, so this one's really important, Angel Tree. So please take a moment to check out the Angel Tree information in the hallway. This wonderful initiative supports unhoused APS students and their families and brings some holiday cheer to those in need. So what I was told a little bit ago is that only 4 families have been adopted, and there's 24 families. So if you've been blessed and you have the ability to give a little bit more and serve these families, they might get nothing. So you doing that could mean the difference between having a great Christmas and a continuously challenging year. So please consider that. Once you adopt a child, you need to bring unwrapped gifts to GAAR no later than Thursday, December 11th. Or if you aren't a shopper, so me, I'm not a shopper, I don't like shopping at all, you can make an online donation. So online donations, then they'll essentially buy it for you, which is always what I tend to do in these situations. So please consider that. And did you know that for every $50 donation to the REALTOR Fund you made in 2025, you're automatically entered into a drawing to win a $500 Southwest gift card? So if you didn't know that, now you do. And it's not too late. You guys can still purchase or donate tickets. And each time you're entered for that Southwest gift card. So $200, 4 entries, right? So the more you donate to the REALTOR Fund, the more chances you have at winning that gift card. However, okay, well, that's pretty much everything I already said. So anyway, so yeah, and plus we'll talk more about the REALTOR Fund, but if you're not familiar with it, it's just such a kind thing, and we have amazing people that are running it, and it's really selfless. The time and effort they put into this is huge, and it's all about giving back and just taking care of our community. So please consider it. Okay, I might be ahead of schedule. I am, but that's okay. So without further ado, we have the state of the association with our moderator, Ryan Swinney. So now I'd like to invite the following individuals to join me on stage for the 2025 State of the Association briefing. We've got GAAR CEO Ryan Swinney. All right. And this is a good opportunity. So you guys probably remember Kent Cravens, right? He was our CEO for many, many years. Well, we now have Ryan Swinney. So he's our new CEO. We had CEO task force when it came to hiring him, and there was just a ton of effort and time that went into interviewing many qualified candidates. And Ryan really shined above everyone else. Some things, Ryan, he doesn't talk about himself, so I have to do it. Because otherwise you won't know. So Ryan's really a quite special guy. He started out in biology, so he's got a very much a scientific mind, which can be great in business, right? And association management. But he also was a PhD candidate researching cancer before he decided to take on the family business of becoming a realtor. So extremely smart guy. Thank God we have him. But not only did Ryan become a realtor, he became a top producing realtor of the year at a local and state level, then president of both and AE or CEO of both a local and state level. Like, so if you can imagine that longevity and all the time that it took to get there, that's wild. And that's after his academia. So, I mean, it blows me away. And that was before we even hired him. All that stuff blew me away. And now that we hired him, oh my gosh, I have never met a better implementer than Ryan. He sees something in front of him and he's like, if this serves our membership, let's do it, let's find a way. And he is that guy. So there's idea factories, and it's very easy to be an idea factory. I'll just throw it out there, hopefully it works. But that's not Ryan. He's an idea factory plus a master implementer. So, you know, maybe that's enough for now. But we're just really proud to have Ryan, so I'd like to give him a round of applause. Cool. All right, so next, not everyone's going to get the same introduction. I just wanted to take the time. I just wanted to take the time to introduce Ryan in case you guys didn't all know him. So he's been here less than a year, but his impact is already felt. Next, we have our GAAR President-elect, Christopher Venegas. So come up on stage, buddy. And we have our Southwest MLS President, Kathy Colvin. And Kathy's knee is a little worn out from kicking butt, so we're going to help her up. Okay. And next we have our Southwest MLS President-elect, Terry Hatcher. Okay, I was supposed to do the introduction of Ryan after, but that's all right. Sorry, I hurried on that one. All right, so next I think Ryan. Yeah. All right, Ryan, take it away, sir.
Go. There's the money line. Somebody's brokering deals. I like it. You guys got to make a living, so definitely take that call. But this is going to be fun. So we're going to start off with the State of the Association, which is probably old hat to you, but this is new to me. And so I like it. So we're going to start off with just some basic questions. And Shane, the GAAR Board of Directors has been really busy this year. So Shane, tell me, what's your single biggest accomplishment or your biggest accomplishments from the GAAR Board?
Yeah, thank you so much, Ryan. I feel like we've done a lot, and it hasn't been isolated within this year. You know, there's a lot of tracks that were laid prior to me ever sitting in this seat. And Morgan did some amazing work, so shout out to Morgan. And then everyone before us. So thank you so much for everyone's leadership. This year, we were able to move the needle in some meaningful ways, I believe. One of which was getting the Government Affairs Committee officially passed by the board. So that was a big one. We spent a lot of time and effort on that. We presented it. It was not well understood initially. I created a task force and put Chris in charge of that. So he was running that task force. That task force alone took 5 or 6 months of thorough investigations, meetings, interviewing potential candidates. So a ton of work went into that and countless hours. I just want to thank the task force. So anybody who's on the task force, thank you so much for your time and effort. And it was quite a diverse task force, so I really appreciate that. But over the 6 meetings, the task force assessed GAAR's current advocacy structure and identified gaps in grassroots lobbying and member engagement. So with that, some of the things that we had heard from our membership, and this is all about the members and it's member driven, of course, this organization, GAAR and Southwest MLS. So because of that, when people tell me, hey, I'd love to be more involved, but I just don't feel like there's an opening for me, that's concerning. So we wanted to change that. We wanted it to be open, a lot more accessible, and anybody who's interested in being involved in not really local politics, but local policy, because when it comes to advocacy, we always focus on policy over politics. So if the policy is right, that's what we back. Doesn't matter if it's red or blue, that's what we support, right? So now we've really opened that door to be able to have a much larger group of people and a lot more influence from our members to be able to show up to city council the way we did multiple times and things like that. So that's really exciting. Hopefully that excites you guys. If you don't like policy or politics, it probably won't excite you. But if you do, let us know. We'd love to have you on the team. We defined the roles of a government affairs committee versus RPAC and RecPAC. If you're not familiar with RPAC and RecPAC, that's a whole other conversation. So we'll talk more about that later. But really what they do is they fund using realtor donations policies. So people who back property owner and pro-housing policies can have donations essentially given to them or contributions given to them through RPAC at a national and state level, and then also RecPAC at a local level currently. So that's a quick explanation there. We reviewed sample public policy position statements for future development. We met with contract government affairs firms and a lobbyist to understand potential support models. So as you can see, this sounds like it's probably a lot of work. It definitely was. We consulted with the Santa Fe Association of Realtors, GAD, which is their government affairs director, on the value of committee and directors and how they can better fit into this puzzle. We evaluated strategies to minimize overlap with RecPAC and reviewed GAD, or Government Affairs Director, job descriptions for local candidates. So a lot of things happened. Ultimately, we, after everything was kind of flushed out and we decided what direction that the task force recommended that we go in, that ended up being AEG advisors. That was presented to the board approved it. So now not only are we going into this blind with an idea, but we have guidance. We have AEG, which they do this nationally, and they will help us build this government affairs committee and do it properly so that we're not just spinning our wheels and hoping for the best. So that's really exciting. Hopefully that excites you. But we'll also be forming the government affairs committee soon. So we do want your names. We want to know if this interests you and if you care about policy. And you know, here's a quick thing that I usually say regarding RPAC. So does anybody here own a rental or want to own a rental? Like if so, just raise your hand. Nope, nobody wants to own a rental. Okay, cool, that's awesome. So anyway, that's kind of an easy thing to get into as a realtor. But do you guys feel like it's fair if the government tells you that you can only charge a certain amount even if it's less than your mortgage? No, that's kind of silly, right? Yeah, that's rent control. So we don't like that, right? So regardless of the side, red or blue, we're like, hey, that's a policy issue. We don't like that. We're going to do everything we can to fight that. We believe in property owner rights. You should be able to do what you want with that property, right? Within reason. But yeah, so anyway, that's just a quick explanation of why these things are important. Also, a couple big, sorry, this is way too long. I apologize. But some other big rocks that we moved was hiring Ryan. That was enormous. So thank you, Ryan, for being here and sticking it through with us. We appreciate it. And my goodness, the next 4 years, I'm thinking like a 5-year span on Ryan, what that's going to look like. Wow. The next 4 years, this is going to feel like a completely different and revamped organization, which is super exciting to me. Also, though, standard operating procedures and code of conduct were completed. Like, that might sound surprising, right? Anybody who's from a business background might say, hey, standard operating procedures should already be in place in black and white and extremely thorough, right? Well, maybe there were some, but now it's extremely locked down in a big part thanks to Ryan. So that was completed. Code of conduct. We hope we never have to use it, but in the event that we do, we now have a code of conduct that we can rely on to say, hey, this is the rules, and you're either within or outside of those rules. I feel like our comms team, we have had a lot more engagement this year because of the quality content that they're pushing out. So, you know, hats off to our comms team. It's very high engagement, high quality. We've been doing monthly board of director debriefs, and for me, I've always wanted to be very transparent. I don't like secret circles where we're telling secrets and not telling everybody what's going on. No, that's not cool. I don't like that at all. So what we did is we said we're just going to do debriefs. That way, if anyone has questions, we'll let them know the big rocks that we moved during that meeting, and let us know if you have any questions. And also, we would regularly invite our members to the meetings, because every member, just so you guys know, you can come to those meetings. So please do. And then we also did some leadership visits. So me, Ryan, Jeanette, and sometimes others, we would jump around to different brokerages and kind of just let them know why GAAR is important, why Southwest MLS is important, how we're here to help, things like that. So I took way too much time, so I'm done now.
He's a busy guy. He's been a great boss this year, so give him a huge round of applause. Thank you, Shane. Next up, Mr. President-elect. Membership value has been a forefront for many conversations this year. In fact, you led a presidential advisory group for a PAG to study GAAR's membership value. Can you give us a brief update on that?
There we go. Good morning, guys. So if you guys are all here in this room, I think a lot of you know what GAAR has to offer. The problem we've been facing since I've gotten into real estate is a lot of people don't know what GAAR has to offer other than you have to pay a fee every year. And that's been a struggle. So we're trying to change that around, and especially with the last 2 years of what we've been going through at the national level, we're trying to show the value that GAAR has to offer. And so we made the PAC to look through and really find all the ways we have value of a membership, and therefore transition that into a actual list, a tangible list for you guys to share and show people in the membership what we have to offer. We actually came up with, well, our legal counsel told me I couldn't say it, but we came up with 69 ways for the membership of things of value. So there's so many things a lot of people don't know about, and even from the education, we offer over 23 CE credits a year. A lot of CE credits, guys, for free. That's a big deal. We tried to put a number to it too, to the tangibles of like actual cost savings you guys can have. There's some things that were priceless. Like we couldn't put a price on some things, but some of the basics that we just put prices to, get this, $12,900 in value to you guys. That's a big deal. So we put together this list. We hope you guys, you can look up on the website right now on GAAR. We hope in the future you guys can use this, and even QBs, brokerage owners, you guys can push this to your members, your new brokers, and show them why it is so important to be a member of GAAR and what the value of that brings. I just think now more than ever, it's so important. I mean, wearing that realtor pin on my R is a big deal to me, and I hope it is for you guys. But this task force that we did, or PAC that we did, it's really pushed that through and let everyone know, not just the people in this room. That's it.
Awesome job, Chris. Chris has been given a lot to do this year, too. I mean, Shane mentioned the Government Affairs Committee task force he chaired, with membership value PAG. I mean, and so as a president-elect coming in, running his own business, growing that, you've done a lot this year. So thank you. Really appreciate your work. Now, Terry, which question should I ask you? Should I make up a new one now, or should we just go with what we've kind of talked about?
If you can use like plain proper English, that'd be cool.
Okay. We had a fun exchange of emails.
I didn't bring 2 pages up here with me either, so like keep it simple so I can keep up.
You got it. Terry, Southwest MLS has done an awesome job in 2025. You guys have evaluated all your products, and you've added many new benefits for participants and subscribers. You want to tell me about what your favorite products are that SWMLS has added this year?
Well, first I think I'll start off. We have an amazing actually behind us. I sit on the board with just an amazing group of really diverse people with a lot of different kinds of attitudes, the way we see our business and our world. And so sometimes the conversations can be very festive. But it really kind of helped us grow and move all of us forward as a membership. And so the first thing I was really excited about is not a new product, but the fact that rental fees went away, because I have post-traumatic stress syndrome over rental fees. So I was glad to see that go away. But in doing so, we were able to bring in a new product. And if you were paying attention, we actually saw it show up on your landing page yesterday, and it's Rent Spree. So it's a great program. It's not really designed if you're a property manager with 100 doors. You've already got your system working in the background. But to Chris's point, for those of us that are small mom and pops, we have a few doors, we're owners ourselves. Rent Spree is there, and it is kind of a nose to toes program that can help you manage your properties more efficiently. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out and you're managing some properties, I would encourage you to go in there and see what's going on and send some questions. Come in for a Tech Tuesday if you need it, and let us know how you're liking that one. To get new programs out throughout the year, it's not a snap decision, back to our festive conversations. And so we have a tech committee that they are pretty much putting their hands on everything. And then there's those items that kind of rise to the top and end up coming to the executive board and to the board of directors. And then we get to kind of hash it out about whether or not we're spending your money, my money, our money wisely. So we've got, I think Kathy penned a new contract, maybe even today. But you'll see it coming soon in the first part of this next year, and that's Property Shield. So if you have been a listing broker and you have had your property show up on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, name the third-party website where it shows up, and you find out, as it just happened to me this last year, that my $1 million property was for rent. And had it not been for some random person who texted me, I don't know if it was brokers in the news, thank you, I would never have known that, because I myself was not cruising Facebook Marketplace looking to rent properties. So what we have coming for all of us is called Property Shield. Property Shield will do all of that work for you. So it's another bonus that you can come to your clients when you're listing properties and let them know that you're working to protect them as well. If it finds one of your properties out on some third-party website where it shouldn't be, it's going to tag it. It's going to come back to you and your qualified broker and saying, hey, is this right? When you say it's not right, it goes out and it pulls it. And then if the scammers put it back up, it pulls it again. So it'll do all the babysitting for you to make sure that your information and all your hard work is being kept intact, and you are protecting your sellers and their property rights as well. So I'm really excited about that one. And then the last one that we have coming, we have had a lot of conversation this year about our statistics and tracking what's going on in our market. And certainly finding some flaws. We have some very number-driven people that sit with us, and I'm lucky for that. That's not my bag of tricks. But they have been working with the tech committee and working on what we're currently using, and we are actually bringing a new program up soon, and it's called Bonus. It will be replacing FastStats. And I had an opportunity to talk with them at NXT last month, and I'm not the number nerd, but let me tell you, this program might get me to start being a little bit of a number nerd and bringing some of that in. It's a super cool program. It will be very easy for you to take that program, see what's going on around you. If you're going on a listing agreement, a listing appointment, you'll be able to get very accurate, very up-to-date information that you can provide to your sellers about what's happening in the market around us. And so that one is also coming soon, but all of that work has been done this year, so you'll be seeing that coming up in 2026. And I think
That's awesome, Terry. Give Terry a big round of applause. Those are all additional items that if you went to go out and buy would just add more expense to your brokerage, to your book of business. So SWMLS does an amazing job with evaluating that. So thanks a lot. And last but not least is Kathy Colvin. Kathy, you served this year on the NAR executive. And that is a huge accomplishment and definitely deserves a round of applause because there is just a very select few people that get that opportunity, and you are one. So thank you for doing that. Would you mind giving us some perspective on national accomplishments in 2025?
Thank you very much. Yes, good morning, everyone. I'm just going to go over, I asked NAR and the higher-ups to send me information to present to you this morning, and we got like 7 pages of little tiny print. So I thought, no, I didn't think you guys wanted to spend the night with a room here. So I just kind of cut and pasted the things that I felt would matter to you all. So Chris spoke about value. NAR now understands that they need to also share their value proposition to all of us. So as far as the accomplishments for this year, because of their advocacy efforts, the top 10 real estate priorities were secured in the tax bill. The VA Home Loan Reform Act was signed into law. The Home Buyers Protection Act was signed into law. Rent and utility payments are now accepted as credit criteria in mortgage underwriting. Americans voted in favor of affordability, new housing developments, and property tax relief. Pro-housing positions prevailed in 14 of 17 ballot initiatives, and in November, 18 of 21 for the year. That's really awesome. Independent expenditures funded support of 126 winning candidates, including multiple high-profile mayoral races. They are still working on trying to raise the capital gains exemptions. They have put together a bipartisan group that's moving it forward, and the goal is to double what it is now. And we feel that that will really get a lot of homes on the market. There's a lot of people sitting on their properties, and they don't want to sell them because they don't want to pay huge capital gains taxes. So because of that, I'm going to do another shameless little RPAC plug like your president did. Contributing to RPAC is so important. It's the cheapest insurance we can buy to protect our industry. I urge you to be an RPAC investor. Please feel free to call and ask me about it, or ask any of the RPAC trustees, ask any of the RECPAC people, ask anybody sitting up here. We can help you with that. And it's so crucial. They help us. The money that goes to that helps all these advocacy efforts that I just mentioned. So until you see your money in action like we do, you don't appreciate the value of your investment. So please consider, we are missing, we are short on our goal for participation, which is just $15. So I think we'll have GAAR put something out. I'm going to ask in front of all of you, so they have to do it, about a link to contribute. And it's just $15, so we hope you will participate there. Because of NAR's new legal team, the Rex appeal was declined by the Supreme Court. The Design Works petition was rejected. The Homey and Muhammad cases were dismissed. The Batten versus NAR was denied class action status. This just happened a couple days ago, and that is huge for us. Because of NAR research, members now have access to the Metro Market Statistics Dashboard, Ask the Economist video series. Because of NAR's technology, members now have access to RPR's commercial scriptwriter, and I looked in the audience a few minutes ago and saw some commercial people that I know, so I wanted to share that with you. And then RPR's Next Gen reports. Those are really robust, and I really encourage you all to get to look at that maybe over the holidays or when your business is slow or you can't sleep. Check it out. I had the privilege this year, as Ryan mentioned, being the member engagement liaison for NAR, and part of one of the committees that I oversaw was the strategic planning committee. Wow, were we busy all year. We did absolutely nothing last year because of the lawsuit. And so I felt sorry for the chair of that committee last year because we did nothing. But this year we were very, very busy. We developed a planned surveyed more than 150,000 members, adjusted the plan based on your feedback. Then after Nakia Wright, NAR CEO, met with the major brokerages, we refined it yet again to better reflect our needs. I don't have time today to walk through all the details, but I want to assure you that it's a strong, forward-thinking plan that will guide us over the next 3 years. If you do want more information about that, feel free to reach out to me. And also, I'm posting on the GAAR Facebook page. Nakia Wright, the CEO of NAR, is doing a live webinar on December 11th at noon our time to go over all the changes and everything that's in that strategic plan. So having served, I will tell you that NAR heard loud and clear that members like us, including me, were very frustrated with the outcome of the lawsuit. And NAR responded. They listened, and they're shifting directions in a meaningful way. And I saw it firsthand. So it's been a really interesting year, so many changes, and it's been awesome. So, and I am going to talk about something because I see the NMAR leadership in the room. I'm going to turn over this way because they're over here. I'd like to briefly address something while we have the NMAR current and future leadership with us today. At the Board of Directors meeting in Houston, the board approved a professional standards proposal that would require disclosure of referral fees to our buyers and sellers. However, the delegate body later voted not to advance it by a very narrow margin. Shane Tanner, our president, was at that meeting. Given the increased scrutiny our industry is under from attorneys and the DOJ, I strongly encourage NMAR leadership to consider taking a proactive approach, much like California is doing, in requiring referral fee disclosures. Thank you. By doing so, we protect both our members and our association. Failing to address this now could leave us exposed to future legal challenges, and that transparency aligns with the values that we promote to the public. So I'm going to ask that of you because I don't get to see you that often, and I'm not going up to Santa Fe. So that concludes my report.
Awesome job, Kathy. You definitely do not get to sit at the table of the executive committee for NAR without years of service. And so, and I don't think that applause does enough. So give her another applause for what she does for us.
Thank you.
Give them all a big applause, actually. This is a great leadership team.
Okay, so now I've got one for Ryan here. So Ryan, now that we have a question for you. When you joined GAAR, we asked you to conduct a 360-degree analysis of current organizational strategies and tactics and develop recommendations on what to stop, start, or continue. But I'll actually correct that a little bit. What's extremely special about Ryan is that we didn't really ask him to do that. That's what it says here, but he came with that just ready. Nobody else was really like that. They had this huge plan going into their interview. No, Ryan was the guy who had multiple pages already with intentions for the organization, how to better it. So that just kind of goes to show his level of engagement. Now, roughly a year later, what should we be prioritizing as we look forward to GAAR's future?
Thank you, sir. Sorry, Coach. I've got to stand to talk. So I appreciate her very much. She does worlds with me. I do listen to her, except for this time. When I joined GAAR, I was asked to do a 360-degree analysis, looking at our strategies and recommending what to start, stop, or continue. You've already heard from all of the leadership team up here about a lot of the progress that they've made. Now, a year later, the path forward is clearer than ever. In the months ahead, your GAAR committees and board of directors will work to set specific measurable goals built around 4 pillars defined by our strategic planning committee for the 2026 to 2028 strategic plan. These pillars are just not priorities. They're a framework that will drive GAAR's mission forward. Which GAAR's mission is, GAAR is a community of practice dedicated to providing our members with value-added products and services, employing leading-edge technology, upholding high ethical and professional standards, and advocating for private property rights. So what are these 4 pillars? First, we must continue to build organizational excellence. Our members, you, deserve a better partner that they can trust. One that delivers exceptional service, valuable resources, transparent leadership. The trust is the cornerstone of GAAR's success. Secondly, we need to elevate professional development to new heights. The real estate industry is evolving faster than ever. Our members need cutting-edge education, innovative technology, and unwavering commitment to ethics and fair housing. This isn't just about compliance. It's about setting a new standard for professionalism that the consumers can trust. Third, let's expand our community impact. Realtors aren't just market experts. You are community leaders. Stick to your script, right? Through engagement, charitable initiatives, and volunteer opportunities, we can elevate the Realtor brand and we can strengthen home ownership in the Albuquerque area. Finally, we must prioritize advocacy. Protecting private property rights and promoting fair, attainable housing is at the heart of our mission. By influencing policy, leveraging partnerships, we empower our members and safeguard opportunities for communities we serve. Also, just a side note, you heard Kathy mention it, we're very close to reaching our goal for RPAC statewide. And so I do encourage you all to do that $15 investment. You can do that on the member portal. You can just find the Realtor Party button there and make your $15 investment. If you don't, you'll get an email here in the days to come from Aristotle, just encouraging you to invest again. And please take it back to your offices. Just tell them how important it is for everyone that's here. We obviously represent about 1/10 of our membership. And so please take it back. In closing, GAAR's future isn't about reacting to change, it's about leading it. Together through organizational excellence, professional development, community, and advocacy, we'll not only meet the challenges ahead, we'll define what success looks like. And I thank you all for being a part of this journey. Thank you.
All right. So thank you so much, Ryan, Chris, Kathy, and Terry, for sharing your insights and your steadfast leadership in guiding us towards continued success at GAAR and Southwest MLS. Chris, go ahead and stay on stage, and everyone else can go take a comfy seat on the floor. Okay, I was early before, now I'm late. So I'm 10 minutes late. All right, so I am now calling the 2025 GAAR annual business meeting to order. And I'm not a light rapper of the gavel. That sounded a little light, but. All right, so please join me in welcoming GAAR President-elect Christopher Venegas, who's already up here, as he leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance and reviews the antitrust compliance policy in its entirety. It's going to be a big one. Okay. And we've got our flag up here.
pledge allegiance to the flag. Thank you. Please take a seat. All right. As Shane mentioned before, you can access the full antitrust compliance policy documents by scanning the QR codes at your table. But if you don't want to look at that, I'm going to read this entire 2-page thing to you now. So, the GAAR Southwest MLS antitrust compliance policy applies to officers, directors, employees, and members of GAAR. This policy requires that such individuals be familiar and fully comply with all applicable federal and state antitrust laws in all dealings on behalf of GAAR Southwest MLS. GAAR facilities will not be used by any officer, director, employee, committee, or member of connection with any anti-competitive or unlawful purpose or unreasonable restraint of trade. Conduct express prohibited includes the following: any discussion or effort to directly, indirectly fix, peg, stabilize, raise, lower, or affect any prices on commissions, products, or advertising or credit terms. Any discussions of real estate commissions or other fees or specific non-price business practices of any particular members, except in the context of professional standards proceedings. This limitation shall not extend to discussions of methods of operations, maintenance, and similar matters in which cost or efficiency is merely incidental. Any discussion or effort by or amongst any members, non-members, or competitors to eliminate or limit competition, to divide or allocate territories or customers, or to limit the nature of business carried on or products or services sold or to be sold. Any discussion or effort to engage in any group boycott or concentrated refusals to deal. Any discussions or effort to injure or disparage the business or trade of anyone. If the topic is raised which appears to involve a violation of the antitrust compliance policy at any formal or informal GAAR Southwest MLS meeting, anyone in attendance has a right and all have a duty to interrupt and demand a discussion be stopped. Those in charge of the meeting are responsible for seeing that this policy is enforced so that the prohibited conduct is stopped immediately. If the prohibited conduct persists, those reasonable persons shall terminate the discussion, cancel the remainder of the meeting, and refer to the matter to the president and/or GAAR legal counsel for further action to ensue compliance with antitrust compliance policy. That's it. We don't have to clap. So if you could all please join me in a moment of silence to pay tribute to our Realtor colleagues and loved ones that we've lost this year. Thank you. So I'm excited everyone's here this morning. Got up bright and early, so we have a fantastic morning planned for you and afternoon, so thank you for being here. And then I'm going to set things back to Shane. I think that's it. Yeah, Shane, come on back.
Thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate that, buddy. All right, so roughly back on track. Would the following special guests please stand and be recognized? We have some really important folks when it comes to state leadership. So Chief Executive Officer of NMAR, David Saavedra, can you please stand, sir? We're super excited to have David. That was a process, and they allowed me to be on that search committee for the CEO at the NMAR level, and obviously David proved that he's an absolutely amazing leader, so we're excited to have him. And next we have our NMAR 2026 President, Lois Surrey. We're really excited to see Lois and all the amazing changes she has coming for us. We have our NMAR 2026 President-elect, Amparo Yusri. Amparo is awesome because you guys may have seen her around. She doesn't live too near Albuquerque, but she will come in and see us and drop in regularly. So thank you for that, Amparo. We have our NMAR 2026 first vice president, our very own Josh Price. Is Josh here? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, Josh, oh my gosh. I don't know. I could go on all day, but Josh has been doing a lot of great stuff. So thank you so much, Josh. Thanks for staying strong. We have our NMAR Central District Vice President, Sherry Fowler. Not unlike Kathy, Sherry has been around leadership for a very long time. We're lucky to have her. And we have our Carnum CEO, George Smith. Thanks for being here, George. Appreciate y'all being here. We appreciate having so many people from state leadership and also Carnum joining us in our culmination. So now we've got our next, we should have GAAR members who are NMAR directors. There we go. So I'd like to congratulate and thank our GAAR members who have served this year as directors for the New Mexico Association of Realtors. Please stand and be recognized. So these are all of our GAAR members who get to sit on that board and help make decisions and things like that at the state level. So really important stuff. Thank you for your dedication. I also would like to recognize the GAAR members who served us at the National Association of Realtors. If the following folks are here, please stand and be recognized. We have Morgan Canaday, a large board director. Kathy Colvin, member engagement liaison, huge deal. Bridget Gilbert, large board director. Hubert Hill, New Mexico State director. And Will, this is a big deal. Is Hubert here? No, oh, super sad because this is a big deal. So Region 11, what is Region 11, right? So it's a lot of states together. So it's New Mexico, Colorado, Nevada, Utah, Wyoming. Am I missing anyone? Arizona, of course, Arizona. So that's Region 11. And it's extremely rare to have somebody from New Mexico be able to represent all of Region 11. So it's only ever happened 3 times in the history of New Mexico being a partner with NAR. So the fact that Hubert got selected is enormous. And he was going against another huge fish, but just his relationships that he's built over the years and his commitment to excellence and to serving our members shone through, and he just did an amazing job, and he was selected to be the Region 11 VP in 2027. So not 26, has to get finalized, and then in 27 he'll sit in that seat. Huge deal. But because of that, that means that it will be here in New Mexico, the Region 11 meeting. So hopefully we'll get a lot of people who might not normally travel to whoever is the host state to come to the Region 11. So that'd be awesome. All right. Wish he was here because he's done so many great things. All right. So we appreciate your serious commitment to serve the state and national levels, and appreciate your leadership and commitment to the Realtor family, all of you. I'd like to recognize the incredible individuals who have dedicated their time and expertise by serving on the GAAR Board of Directors. So if you've served on the GAAR Board of Directors, please stand and we'll give you a clap. So there's a lot of servant leadership that's occurring here. So I don't know if they told you or not, the pay is not very good. As any of this, it's actually zero. So, but anyway, but it takes a lot of time and effort, and I personally don't feel like we show enough love to our volunteer leaders. So thank you so much. Anybody who's volunteering on committees, on the board, I know it's taking away from your business, your families, but your heart for servitude can be seen through your efforts. So thank you so much for all of that. I truly appreciate you. Okay. I'm just slightly behind. I'm a stickler. So now we are on to the approval of the minutes. So please review last year's annual meeting minutes, which are available through the QR code, so you can scan it quickly. But if you can just pull it up at your leisure, we'll give you a little time in case there's somebody wanting to protest it. And if reasonable, I'd like to entertain a motion for approval. Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, well, I skipped all that. They told me how to do it, but I went to what I normally do. The motion to approve the 2024 minutes has passed. Now our financial report. So each year the association undergoes a comprehensive financial audit conducted by Polaco CPA firm. We deeply appreciate their thorough work and dedication to ensure our financial health and transparency. And I spoke to Ryan. He said, hey, I'm really impressed, because Ryan's been different associations, local, state, and he's like, Polaco's is really on it. So it's nice to hear that outside perspective that these guys that we hired to take care of our members' funds are doing a great job. But we don't just take their word for it, right? And that's why we get into the financial reports. So I'm pleased to report that GAAR and its subsidiary, Southwest MLS, are financially strong. We were issued an unmodified opinion, which is the highest and most favorable opinion an organization can receive. So unmodified is like an A+. The third quarter 2025 financial report is available through the QR code. If you'd like a copy for full financial review, please see our CFO, Nick Fowler. Before we move on to the installation of the 2026 GAAR board, I want to point out that we have many members who dedicate their time, talents, and to serve in the association in various ways, and they all deserve recognition. So if you've been on a committee or a board or served in any way in a volunteer leadership capacity, please accept this round of applause. We truly appreciate you, and we need you desperately. All right, and you should be seeing the GAAR committee chairs coming up here soon. So if you served as a 2025 committee chair for GAAR, please stand. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time and dedication. Truly appreciated. Stop by the registration table to pick up your 2025 commemorative gift. So all my chairs, before you leave, make sure you hit the table and they'll have a little gift for you. So please don't forget. Otherwise, we'll keep it at GAAR and then you can come get it when you want. But today is the best time. All right. So now, since its inception, the GAAR Leadership Development Program, known as LDP, has been a cornerstone in shaping the future leaders of both the real estate industry and our local community. So with over 265 graduates to date, LDP, or the Leadership Development Program, continues to be a transformative experience for GAAR and affiliate members. It's more than just a training course. It's a journey of growth, connection, and service. Held every 2 years, it's a 4-month intensive program focused on developing essential leadership skills such as communication, performance, and conflict resolution. If you were part of this year's graduating class, please stand to be recognized. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for your commitment to advancing your leadership skills, and I'm really excited to see you implement those skills at a local, state, and hopefully national levels. So thank you so much for your commitment. The next LDP class will begin in late 2026. So you've got a little time to start thinking about jumping in if that's something you're interested in, which I highly recommend. Please consider taking that step towards association leadership. And I'd like to extend a special thank you to our outgoing GAAR directors. Regardless of whether you served one term or multiple terms, your dedication, leadership, and contributions have made a lasting impact, and we are deeply grateful for your service. And if Ryan could join me on stage, we've got some gifts for you. Thanks, sir. So if the following outgoing directors could join me on stage, I would appreciate it. We have Jen Cody Fair, Janet Burks, Amanda Champagne, Shane Dolinsky, Tori Robinson, and the legendary Alice Tozer. Okay, they're all legends, but Alice, I mean, that's undeniable. Alice is truly a legend. So thank you so much for your service. And geez, Alice, how many times have you been a director, do you think? Yeah, just, I mean, decades, I would say. That's me guessing. But wow, like, I'm not kidding when I say she's a legend. And Jen Cody, thank you so much for your service. We truly appreciate it. Janet, Tori, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And next, I kick it over to Ryan Swinney. And we are almost on time now. That's good.
Fast and furious, and he is committed to getting a job done, so I definitely appreciate that. So yes, please join me in welcoming the New Mexico Association of Realtors 2026 President, Lois Suri.
Good morning, and thank you for having Amparo and I here today, and David. We're very honored to see such an esteemed group of realtors. Thank you for inviting me here, and I'm truly honored to be here today. As we approach the end of 25 and head into 26, I wanted to share a few reflections of why you, our incoming leaders, are so crucially important to only the Albuquerque or the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors, but to our industry and to New Mexico's growing economy. Now more than ever, we carry the responsibility of leading by example. It is up to you to ensure that the Realtor brand and the title continue to stand for professionalism, deep knowledge, and unwavering client-centric experience. As part of one of the strongest professional association networks in New Mexico, your leadership will help keep the voice of private property rights strong, respected, and heard on both the state and on the national and the local level. But your leadership extends far beyond advocacy and economic development. As realtors, we also have the responsibility to foster a profession that is diverse, equitable, and inclusive, one that reflects New Mexico's remarkable culture, ethnic, and ideological tapestry. This work strengthens not only our industry, but all of our communities that we serve. And perhaps most importantly, just as you stand on the shoulders of leaders who came before you, future leaders will stand on yours. That is why each of you play a vital role in identifying, mentoring, and cultivating the next generation of leader realtors, ensuring our profession remains a powerful, stabilizing force in New Mexico's economy for decades to come. I am truly delighted to join you today at the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors annual meeting, and it is my privilege to install your 2026 Board of Directors and officers.
Awesome job, Lois. Thank you. Would the 2026 Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors officers and directors please come to the stage as I call your name? President Chris Venegas. Yeah, applause is necessary. President-elect Helen Chan. Vice President Amy Neal. Treasurer Anika Nunez. Past President Christopher Shane Tanner. Now your 2026 GAAR Directors, Jesse Baca, Morgan Canaday, Rick DeVos, Jessica Garcia, Monica Martinez McNeil, Keith Powell, Jackie Stanton, Brian Steidel, and Samantha Ibanez. I will now turn the installation of the 2026 officers and directors to the 2026 NMAR President, Lois Surrey.
Another round of applause for this incredible group of people. As officials of the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors, you are accepting a leadership position that is of the utmost importance. You who will serve as officers and directors for your local boards are considered to be the leaders in real estate. You are expected to be knowledgeable about the issues of the industry and the community you serve. Therefore, a great responsibility rests upon you. During the coming year, you will be identified as the official representative of the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors by the business community and by our government. In accepting this responsibility, you dedicate yourselves to work for the welfare of your fellow realtors, your community, your state, and the nation. In the coming year of leadership, you will enjoy many new and lasting friendships and will experience the personal satisfaction that comes only through service, cooperation, and unselfish interest on behalf of others. Your rewards will be great, and a new secret of living that comes only to those participating in this life of goodness of others. Please raise your right hand. I do solemnly and sincerely promise and swear that you will administer the office to which you have been elected to the best of your ability and judgment, in conformity with the governing documents of the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors, that you will observe and enforce the Realtor Code of Ethics, that you will uphold and support the New Mexico Real Estate Commission and its enforcement of licensing laws, that you will, in all acts, govern by the principles of honesty, judgment, justice, and fair play in a manner possible, endeavor to promote the safeguard of the best interests of our state, the high purpose of the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors, and the welfare of its members. If you so affirm, please say, I will. You may lower your hand. By the authority conferred upon me, I do hereby proclaim each of you to be duly installed into the office for which you have been elected. Oh, please don't take pictures. I'm honored to give you your 2026 President's Pen. So congratulations. Congratulations to all the incoming Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors officers, and I look forward to seeing each of you in January at the New Mexico Association of Realtors Leadership Legislative and Business Meeting in Santa Fe, and I wish you all the luck, and I know that all of you do so well. I've always admired this board. I grew up in this town, and you all do such an amazing job. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart for our industry to make New Mexico the best state ever.
So this is rare, and this is something I just decided to do randomly. But when I was in NAR, there's a couple pins. I just wanted to give the officers a couple pins as well, because I feel like it's meaningful and special. So I have a pin for our treasurer, our vice president, our board president elect, and our board president, but he just got a pin. So I'm going to give the pins out. So please wear those with pride, and we're so happy to have you guys. It's going to be a great year. I'm excited for Chris's year. So, okay, you guys can go ahead and head on down. Thank you so much. Now I got to catch my spot for a second. Okay, perfect. All right. So now we're going to have a bit of a transition from me to Chris. I feel so. I don't know. You guys might already know. I put 20 years in the Air Force, so I'm retired Air Force First Sergeant. So the way that I operate is very hard to change because that's formed a lot of who I am. So because of that, I've always looked at it as there should never be a single point of failure, right? So at any point, if something catastrophic happened to me, Chris should have been able to jump in and feel spooled up enough to be able to take the lead. So I take that very seriously. And in any position I've ever had, I do take that very seriously. So I hope that Chris was able to feel that this year. Me and Chris have become very close friends. I'm really honored to serve with you, buddy. So thank you for that. And I just feel like because we've had this strong connection and we've had this continuity and we've been in lockstep with each other, going through some of the challenges and a lot of the successes together, I feel like it's going to be an even smoother year for Chris. So he's going to be able to hit the ground running. He already is. He's already had major things put on his plate. So being the chair for task force and tags and stuff like that, that's a big deal. But that's allowing somebody to lead. It's bringing them up and allowing them to go through the motions to prepare them to sit in the seat. So I feel like it's just such a crucial part of all of this, and I hope I did justice to that. So yeah, it's been great. So thank you, Chris, just for having my back, for questioning me when it needs to be questioned, for supporting me when maybe you were the only one that did it fine. So thank you for that, man. And yeah, it's not always easy, being up here. So Chris has seen that. Chris has been through that, and he'll continue to go through that. But he's going to be strong. And it's going to be great. So I'm just really proud of you, man. Thank you. Okay, here's another specialty item. So Danny Vigil, the late Danny Vigil, he gave this coin. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these coins. They're a little bit older, right? So they're supposed to be handed down for leadership. So Danny Vigil gave this coin to John Lopez, our past president. John Lopez gave this coin to me, and currently, obviously, I'm your president, and now I'm going to give it to Chris.
Wow, thank you, Shane. That got me a little speechless there. So I guess for me to do the same for Shane, to say a few words about him. I've had the honor of having a lot of great mentors in my career, and Shane is an exceptional mentor, and he's done an exceptional job as GAAR president this year. He is what I call the 1% of the 1% of people out there. He's someone that always shows up. He is always there. Anytime you ever get that feeling like, I'm tired, I don't want to do this today, or I might leave early, he's not that guy. He will be there the whole way through it. He is an exceptional person. He has his family behind him too, which is a great family, and he's done such a great job for his association this year. Down to the little things in his way of leadership. I mean, even at our board meetings, we have what's called a whipple. And some of you might know what that stands for, but it stands for what I feel like expressing. Yeah. and it's literally just a minute of everyone on the board that just says a little bit about what they're going through in their career, what's going on, this way for people to feel more connected. So little things like that mean the world to Shane. So he's a very personable guy, and he's just done so much for the association by truly, in his heart, caring about doing the best thing and what's right for all of our members, all of you guys. So thank you, Shane, for all your hard work. Oh, it's here.
All right. So thank you so much, Chris. No, that was very meaningful. And another big thing about Chris is we started, I realized Q3, I'm like, or Q4 rather, of 25, we got to get in the gym and start working out. That's been a great time for us. So we've been pushing super hard, and that gives us even more connection. So good job, Chris. Proud of you, man. So thank you for that. We'll now turn the rest of the meeting over to the 2026 GAAR President, Christopher Venegas, and take it from here, buddy.
Thank you. Now, this is another reminder, guys. It's not too late to contribute to the Realtor Fund. Every $50 will get you guys closer to that vacation. So we should have a slide for it. So you guys could win a trip or a flight based on every $50 you guys donate. So all right, cool. This GAAR annual meeting is now adjourned, and the Southwest MLS multiple listing service will now start.
But before Chris is actually able to adjourn this meeting, he has to have a gavel, right? So he's got to wrap his own gavel. So this is his. Christopher Venegas, GAAR President. This is your gavel, buddy. Proud of you. I guess I'll get mine out of here, and we'll use yours.
All right, this meeting is now officially adjourned, and we'll pass things over to Southwest MLS.
Hi, everyone. I'm back. Okay. I now call the Southwest MLS annual meeting to order. Thank you all for being here today. I'm honored to preside over my last meeting of the year. And I'm also happy to report with great pride that I managed to make it through the entire year without yelling at anyone for hitting reply all to an email that just Jane needed to see. So progress, yay me, I'm so happy about that. Don't promise anything going forward. You'll find a QR code at your tables. Please look under President's Remarks for all Southwest MLS accomplishments this year. I won't take time to go through them now. Consider it some light reading for later with coffee or something stronger if that's your preference. All right, please review on that QR code the 2024 annual meeting minutes, which are available on the QR code. I will now entertain a motion for approval of those minutes. Thank you. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing or hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no. Any abstention? The motion to approve the 2024 minutes. Okay. On October 31st, Halloween, notice was given to participants of the proposed changes to the Southwest MLS bylaws. I'm just making sure we have a quorum, Jeanette. Okay, we won't know. Okay. The Southwest MLS Board of Directors recommends approval of these bylaw amendments. I now recognize MLS Director Jeanette Davidson to explain what the next steps are. As Jeanette comes up, I would also like to thank her and her team, Josiah Pratt and Jessica DeBoya. They have done an absolutely outstanding job this year carrying out the objectives from the board and keeping our MLS running smoothly. Jeanette had big shoes to fill, and she's evolved this year, and we couldn't be happier. Thank you, Jeanette.
Thank you. I am, again, really thank you for the shout out for my team. We're super proud. And we work super well together, so if you guys get the chance, go say hi to Jessica and Josiah. So just a quick, oh God, there we go. There we go. Okay, so the changes were presented, were reviewed and approved by our legal counsel. As we move to vote, please know that only Southwest MLS participants are eligible to vote. A participant is also known as your designated realtor or the lead qualifying broker at that office. The official notice and rationale of the proposed SWMLS bylaw changes indicate that these updates are primary clarifications and adjustments to existing practices, such as ensuring a majority of participants are the subscribers and increasing qualifications for voice services. So currently, our bylaws read that there just has to be a majority of participants. So on the off chance that all participants get elected, then that loses that subscriber voice. So we are moving to add that dedicated subscriber seat to our board so that voice is there. So the red line changes and rationale are available by scanning the QR code in the table.
Okay, the following motion is presented by the Board of Directors to approve the bylaw amendments as presented and recommended by the Board of Directors. Under Robert's Rules, recommendations from a board does not require a motion or a second from the floor. The motion is now open for discussion. Is there any questions or any discussion from anyone? We have microphones somewhere. No one? Did you read them? What did you say? Okay. Seeing or hearing none, no further discussion. The motion again is to approve the bylaw amendments as presented and recommended by the Board of Directors. The motion will now move to a vote. Participants, please mark the yellow ballots accordingly and hold them up to be collected. Thank you all. Once the votes are collected and tabulated, along with any submitted proxy votes, the verified results will be communicated to membership via an email announcement and posted on the GAAR and Southwest MLS websites. Thank you all for voting. Okay. Every Southwest MLS volunteer contributes their time and talent to advancing our mission. I'm deeply grateful for every member who served this year. Your commitment has made a meaningful impact, and it is my privilege to recognize and thank the following individuals for their dedication to the success of Southwest MLS. Our 3 MLS committee chairs. Here they are. We've got Courtney Bird for compliance. Emerging Tech, I still call it Emerging Tech. So, Sam Sandoval. And Policy, Tico. Your professionalism, leadership, and unwavering dedication are the backbone of our success. And we truly couldn't have done this without you. So thank you so much. I'm so proud of the work your committees have done this year, and you should be too. I chose well. We have a small token of appreciation for each of the committee chairs. Please stop by the registration table to pick them up. Before we proceed with the installation of the 2026 board, I would like to recognize those who have served as a past Southwest MLS director and a past Southwest MLS president. Please stand and be acknowledged for your invaluable time and service in helping shape MLS to what it is today. Thank you all. This year, I would like to recognize a very special individual who, in my opinion, went above and beyond for Southwest MLS. This detailed, data-driven numbers gal made her mission to ensure that the monthly statistics we provide are accurate. She never wavered in that commitment. She ran for the director position to further that goal. Month after month, she worked tirelessly to make sure our data was something we could stand behind with confidence. Beyond the stats, when Southwest MLS rolled out new member benefits, she dedicated countless hours testing search results for accuracy. She documented her findings in spreadsheets, met with the company leadership to share her results, and consistently reported back to the executive committee so we could determine the best path forward for you. It is my honor to present the first ever Southwest MLS President's Award to Michelle Smith. Michelle, please come on up. She is truly a rock star. Please join me in thanking her for her dedication, her expertise, and her unwavering commitment to ensuring we provide accurate data to our members and to the media. Congratulations and thank you, Michelle. Finally, a special thank you to our outgoing 2025 director. Please join me on stage as I call your name to receive a small token of appreciation for your dedicated service. I have enjoyed working with you and you will be missed. Linda Coy, Joe Lamastra, Sue Leidig, and Mary Romero. We will now begin the installation of our 2026 officers and directors. Ryan Swinney and Kristen Negus, will you please join me?
Thank you guys. Thank them again for their service. There's subtle cues that sometimes you just can't write in the script, right? You know, but I mean, Melody did an amazing job with this. So can I pause real quick? Melody, where are you? I don't see you real quick. She's in the hallway, of course. She's making sure this goes off seamlessly. We had a little staff turnover this year. This is not on script. But I need you all to stand up and just say thank Melody for all she's done there. Thank you, Mel. We had a little staff turnover a month out from the big event, and what do? You call up the best pinch hitter you possibly know, and she's hit it out of the park again, so awesome job. Now it's my pleasure to announce and invite to the stage the 2026 Southwest Multiple Listing Service Board of Directors. As I call your name, please come to the stage where you'll be installed by the 2026 GAAR President, Chris Venegas, President Terry Hatcher, President-elect Belinda Franco, immediate past President Kathy Colvin, Treasurer Ann Vallejos, GAAR President Chris Venegas. Now your 2026 Southwest MLS Directors: Todd Clark, Jean Duran, Marie Everett, Sherry Fowler, Mary Kay Gutierrez, Greg Moody, Robert Sanchez, Sam Sandoval, Michelle Smith, and last but not least, Tigo Venturi. Cool.
Sorry. It is now my honor and pleasure to perform the installation ceremony. You can please raise your right hand. As elected officials of Southwest MLS, you are now accepting leadership, which is of the utmost importance. You have been elected this year to serve as leaders of Southwest MLS, have a great responsibility upon you. During the coming year, you will be identified as the official representatives of the Southwest MLS by your community and must therefore conduct yourselves accordingly. In accepting this role, you dedicate yourself to work for the welfare of your fellow realtors, your community, your state, and your nation. In the coming year of leadership, you will experience personal satisfaction that only comes through service, cooperation, and unselfish interest in behalf of others. You do solemnly and sincerely promise and swear that you will administer the office to which you have been elected to the best of your abilities and judgment in conforming by the bylaws of Southwest MLS, that you will observe and enforce code of ethics of the National Association of Realtors, and that you will uphold your support the New Mexico Real Estate Commission in the enforcement of licensed law. Also, that you will uphold and support the bylaws, policies, rules, and regulations of Southwest MLS, and that all your acts be governed by principles of honesty, justice, and fair play, and in every manner possible endeavor to promote and safeguard the best interest of our state and the high purpose of your association and the welfare of its membership. If you so affirm, please say, "I will." You may lower your hands. By the virtue and authority confined upon me, I do hereby proclaim each of you to be duly installed into the office of which you've been elected. Cool. If we could have Carrie and Kathy please stay on the stage. Cool. Thank you, guys. Terry, congratulations on stepping into this vitally important role and continuing the strong leadership and traditions of Southwest MLS. It has truly been an honor to perform your board installation, and I now present you with your 2026 Southwest MLS President's Pin. Congratulations. I turn it over to you.
Okay, actually, I think
Okay. Not quite. Okay. Terry, thank you for your support this year. I have the utmost confidence in your ability to lead and will continue to support you in your role as president of Southwest MLS. A little about Terry, for those of you who don't know her very well. She has a huge heart. This shows in many ways, including her love of rescuing puppies, especially the bully breeds. And she's equally passionate about horses. She recently moved to a new home that finally gives her the space she deserves for all her four-legged family members. She's married and has 2 adult children. And let me tell you, the brain power in her family is no joke. Her daughter is pursuing her PhD in biochemistry. Her husband is a nuclear engineer. So yes, intelligence is basically their family hobby. Terry loves to learn, loves to teach, and bring a sharp, witty, I picked witty to be nice because she's got quite the sense of humor, that will serve her well next year as your president. She also loves to travel and unwind after a long day with a tasty old-fashioned. Smart lady, and I'm right there with you. All right. Please accept this gavel as a symbol of the position you are assuming. I respectfully ask that you not slam the gavel like our current GAAR president and our immediate past president, Sherry Fowler, because my heart can't take it.
Okay. If you hear a bang, that's my stop because I Can you hear me now, Beverly? All right. So I'm glad that you have the opportunity to see Kathy and I here on the stage together because the way I've been thinking about this is going to make a little bit more sense. If you don't know Kathy Colden, or you are at least not familiar with the name Kathy Colden, I would like to say welcome because I know you're new here. William Shakespeare, in A Midsummer Night's Dream, wrote, "Though she be but little, she is fierce." I am very confident when he penned those words, he wasn't necessarily thinking about Kathy, but he was definitely thinking about women like her. So it has been my honor to be able to serve with such an amazing executive committee, and I have been super lucky to be coming up right behind Kathy. Her knowledge and depth of expertise knows no bounds. She's just your average gal. She's got the cutest little dog, Coda, who will sometimes make an appearance if you follow her on social media or call her sometimes. And once in a while, you might hear him giving his opinion in the background. Her husband, Brian, is this quiet, steady, serving force that we, quite frankly, are lucky to have in her life because he supports all of this volunteer work that she does. She may or may not have a birthday coming up tomorrow, but given that she has over 20 years of experience that she has been working tirelessly in our industry for us. I don't know how she does it because I think we have the same hours in the day, but again, she is just a powerhouse. She has served GAAR both at the board level, both through the GAAR board on various committees. She has survived 4 CEOs through GAAR. If anybody can, before Kent Cravens, there were others, and she was here for 2 more before that. She served in various committees at the state level, and mind you, it's not, I do one, and then next year I do another. She was doing this simultaneously, and that's where I'm not sure how she gets it all done. And most notably, and for this year, and you keep hearing it, but it matters, she was hand-selected to be one of only 14 people in the nation to serve as the 2025 Member Engagement Liaison. So it is an immense honor that she was given by the president of NAR, hand-selected to do this, and in doing so, she was also given 6 committees to oversee. So she is the liaison. She has those 6 committees. She is also taking care of various committees in the GAAR area and also the president of Southwest MLS. So as I said, small but fierce. So I am honored to serve with you. I am so lucky to be able to serve all of you with her in my back pocket, because for all the things that I don't know, she will. Kathy, thank you for being such an amazing leader. All right, so yeah, and she told me she wouldn't cry. I'm a crier, maybe I should cry before we start. Okay, so my goodness, okay, okay, so then, so don't stress, I think. Thank you to all the participants for your support with Southwest MLS. We really do try to do a good job and be wise with your dollars. And with that, the annual Southwest
I have my brief homework. Sorry. Thank you all. Thank you for the birthday song. I appreciate it. My husband got me this for my birthday, and I begged him to let me have it early today so I could. So thank you again, Terry, for your wonderful and kind words. It has been my great honor and privilege to serve as your president this year. It has also been a very busy one. Juggling this role along with my NAR leadership position sometimes felt like a full-time job, on top of listing and selling homes and having an occasional knee replacement. As I mentioned earlier, on your table you'll see a QR code that comments about our accomplishments at Southwest MLS under the President's remarks. Please take the time to scan and read it. I promise it's more exciting than most MLS rule updates. I also would like to give a huge shout out to my board of directors. Their combination of feisty debate and respectful dialogue kept our meetings lively, productive, and only occasionally in need of snacks or therapy. And now I get to step into my favorite role, immediate past president, also known as the feather duster. This is the magical phase where I get to say anything I want. What are they going to do to me? I'm the immediate past president. Shane, I'll share this with you. This is the magical phase where, like I said, I can say wherever I want. I am going to enjoy my new life as a feather duster. I will now turn the rest of the meeting over to the 2026 Southwest MLS President, Terry Hatcher. Thank you all so much.
this whole time I've been wondering what that feather duster was
for this. So I'm glad that somebody finally explained it to us. So again, thank you for being here today. Thank you for your patience. And with that, I think we're getting ready for lunch. And the Southwest MLS meeting is adjourned. Quietly.
All right. Thank you so much, Terry. Truly appreciate that. And also, I wanted to thank Kathy because I had this idea where we do debriefs after board meetings, and Kathy very regularly jumped in with me so we could do GAAR and Southwest MLS together. So thank you for your dedication, Kathy, on that. And some quick reminders before we break for the Realtor Fund Giving Luncheon. Every $50 donation made to the Realtor Fund this year or today will be entered into the drawing to win a $500 Southwest Airline gift card. Please be sure to make your donations at the Realtor Fund table before the end of the lunch. Your lunch is now ready in the hallway. 4 lines are open for the buffet. We'll start the Giving Lunch presentation in about 30 minutes.